I'm just gonna, my face isn't even set, like with, I mean it's set, but not even with setting spray, and it looks this good. Sorry. I just, ooh! Okay, so boom, I got lashes on. Before I do anything else though, I am going to darken my brows back in because, okay, so now that we're done with our eyes, she's moving on to foundation. I'm gonna go with my holy grail, my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. But first I'm gonna prime my face with the primer that we used earlier, the NARS Radiance primer. And I'm just gonna brush that on with the brush I used to brush our moisturizer on. She's taking a Morphe.
Treat it into the skin. I'm gonna work that in the corners of her nose, around her mouth, jawline, chin. Just really work that in. I'm gonna take that foundation on a Morphe E48 brush.
She's taking her foundation on a Morphe E48 brush, and it's just like a dome foundation brush. So I'm gonna use this brush and put my foundation on my hand.
This is more of a dome foundation brush, and I'm really just packing that on to her skin. So mine doesn't really have any discoloration onto her skin, so there was no need to really correct her. Can we see how this color just matches her skin? That's why I'm never really scared to go a shade lighter, because sometimes it just bright.
I usually put my foundation on with a flat foundation brush or beauty blender, so this is different for me. She is using Juvia's Place concealer to contour, so I'm gonna use some LA Girl Pro Conceal to contour in the shade Espresso, and she has the model Smile, and she like carves out her cheekbones using her smile line.
This concealer brush is the same concealer brush that we used to carve out the brows. I don't want to...
She's actually using the same brush that we used to carve out our eyebrows. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just use the top of my ear and use my smile lines like she did to darken that up. I'm going to take my NYX cream contour palette, well, cream highlight and contour palette that I always use. Take the darkest color, use that same brush, just go, oops, got some mixed together, just mix it in, I guess. That's what I'm about to do on my face anyway. And just deepen that color up. Pretty sure I probably got way too much product on, so we just gonna really take our time blending it out for sure. I'm gonna use the same brush and not put any more product on it. And she's going in and carving out her jawline. She goes a little bit higher than this line. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do the same thing on the other side. She uses that same Real Techniques brush that she's been blending everything with. She wipes it off with a napkin. So I'm gonna wipe it off on this towel that I have in front of me. And she is just doing these tapping motions on the cheeks. So
when we get to the cheek, we're going to continue to pat and tap that product in and blend that product in with tapping motions. I do not want to disturb any of the products that I laid underneath, so that's why I'm going to continue to just tap, tap, tap all of this product into the skin.
I'm just gonna grab a clean concealer brush. Well, a brush that I'm gonna use to put this concealer in my eyes. Because I'm not gonna use that same brush. So, we're gonna go back in with our NARS concealer. And she puts it under the eye, but on the nose, and then brings it out. All the way to the corner of the eye.
Because we will blend that up there later and you don't want the under eyes to crease too much. Applying some under the chin and doing the same thing on the other side of the face. Bringing that concealer in to the nose a bit. Clean up that liner with concealer just so you get a sharper, cleaner finish. Going in from the corner of her nose to the end of her eyebrow and using that as a guide. From one corner of the eyebrow to the other corner of the eyebrow.
So my camera died, my bad. Let me catch you up on what I did. I highlighted the bridge of my nose, oops, and right here in between my eyebrows, here, 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 sides of my nose, and my chin area. Now I'm about to clean up my contour using my smile lines. That's what she does, so let's do that.
Apply the foundation just to clean that up. I'm applying foundation instead of concealer because I really want this to blend into her neck and her chest. If I would apply too light of a color here, it would just be too much of a contrast between her cheek, her neck, and her chest. Now that you see her cheeks are just...
Okay, so she didn't put concealer here. She put foundation here, so I only put a little bit. And I kind of like that, actually. So I'm just gonna... because I didn't really add that much product. So I'm just gonna make sure that I blend it out because I kind of like that.
It's more lifted. You have that guide there. Everything falls into place. Now, wiping this brush off again because we're not going to use a million brushes. Using that Real Techniques setting brush, I love...
Wiping this same blending brush off again. She really go in with this brush. I might have to pick me up that Real Techniques brush that she's using because she used the thing.
I love this brush for everything. I use it for everything. I'm just going to continue to blend out the chin, blend out all the areas that I highlighted. And I'm just blending out the edges first. I'm using tapping motions the entire time. When I get to her under eyes, I'm just going to blend out the edges first. So around her nose, on top of her lip, and then I'm going to work my way underneath the eyes. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. You guys can see what I'm really doing. I'm going to blend out those edges. I'm using very small tapping motions just to make sure everything is nice and blended.
OMG, y'all. OMG, like, look at my face. I can't. I have no complaints. Really don't. And this one little brush is getting the job done.
My name, and I really want to create more of a bronzy look, so I want to really steer away from any pink blushes. These colors are gorgeous. This cream blush is kind of thick, so I'm going to work this on a small dome brush from Morphe, which is the M449.
We're gonna apply blush. You already know where I'm going, to my Sweetie palette. India Woe is just my favorite blush. Here's India Woe.
I'm now going to go in with the beauty sponge and just tap everything out and blend everything in.
Okay, for blush, she puts it right above the contour and like works her way to the apples of her cheeks and then works her way back up to the temples of her forehead. So that's just kind of what I'm doing here. Once I've established some color payoff above that contour, then I just start moving it around a little bit and get up to the apples of my cheeks. I kind of like to go over my nose a little bit with blush, so that's what I'm going to do. Now this is just me. I'm going to take this big fluffy blending brush and just like blend that out more because it's clean. So it's actually going to take some of that product away. Mind you this, I did not contour my nose, so I don't know what she did, what she told me to do, what happened that made my nose look like this. But B by Twiggy did it, I ain't do it. My face looked good, yo. She wasn't playing. She wasn't playing.
She's gonna have smile.
She says to tap the product in and then you can sweep. We're just setting all of our lines under our eye. At this point, I'm like, why didn't I buy this masterclass sooner? Because, girl, do you see your face? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, do you see your face? I'm gonna use this precision contour brush that's on the other side of this sculpting brush from Real Techniques. The darkest shade on my NYX palette. I don't normally use this. Well, sometimes I do, but I'm just gonna use a little bit. Like, lightly touch it in there. So that's just a little bit of product on the brush. And then she like, I'm gonna take a very small little smudging brush and go in with that vibrant color that we used, the very first color, our transition shade, and just go right on over that deep U to really kind of smoke it out a little bit. Go right back in with deep U one more time, just like right up against my lash line. Now I'm just gonna finish off this look myself. It's time. We're gonna line the lips. She lined the lips with artist. She lined the lips with like a brown Makeup Forever pencil, so I'm just gonna use my normal brown pencil. Okay. For lips, what do I want to do? I'm actually, this is totally just me being done with the video and doing my own thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer. Take a clean brush. Put a little bit of concealer on your lips. Make my own nude. Just gotta blend it with the liner. I'm just gonna, my face isn't even set, like with, I mean it's set, but not even with setting spray, and it looks this good. Sorry. I just, ooh! I didn't know I was capable of such, and she just beat by Twiggy. Girl, I owe you. Cause my face looks so good that I don't even want to take my makeup off at all. I'm just gonna put some clear NYX liquid. Okay, this is NYX Lingerie liquid gloss, whatever, lip gloss, and it's just a regular clear. And we're just gonna put that over that concealer. This look looks amazing with no highlighter at all, and I'm starting to not even want to put any, but I'm gonna go ahead because, you know, YOLO. I spent a lot of time on this look. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. Apricot Glow, and I'm gonna use a, I don't really like to use a bigger brush for highlight. She kind of used like a brush you would use for blush, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use my small brush that I always use for highlight, spray it with some Morphe setting spray, and let's just tap that in. Girl, my face is like bomb. I just like, this is freaking mind-blowing. My face right now is freaking mind-blowing. The eyes, the face, the skin, the lips, everything. It's just perfect. Like, Be by Twiggy, I owe you, girl. I owe you my face. It's just, I can't. I'm really like screaming on the inside for real. Cause, do you see my face? Do you see this face? Man, I just need to insert a before here so that you can really like get the full effect. Cause girl, you need to be getting with this. You also need to be hitting that subscribe button, turning on them post notifications, liking this video, commenting and telling me how you feel about this look, and you know, staying tuned for more content like this, cause your girl finna get it popping. Do you see my face? You think I'm not finna get it popping? Stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I love you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And until next time, this is Just a Miracle. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye guys. Mwah.